welcome to another episode of the Brittany Sherell Podcast. I am Brittany Sherell, your host, and I am honored to have you here listening under the sound of my voice. I do believe that there's a divine purpose for you to hear this right now in this moment. And a little bit about the podcast for those of you who may be visiting for the first time. Let me just go ahead and tell you, you want to hit subscribe. But this is a safe place for busy, high-achieving women, aka the super women of the world, to pull off their capes, and a safe place for you to be vulnerable and to get recharged. So I always try to honor your time through my promise to keep my podcast at 10 minutes or less, because as busy women, we have limited time to get the stuff that we need. So today we're going to hit on some mindfulness activities to really help us kind of like practice good mental hygiene. So in the mental health episode, we talked about how mental health issues are not a problem. Mental health issues that go unaddressed are the issue. So we also talked about being not being shameful about seeking extra support when we are beyond the point of self-help. You're doing everybody else around you a disservice if you're not operating at your best. And so our mental health is just as important as our physical health, our emotional health. All of those things pieced together to create the best version of ourselves. Today, I'm dedicating this episode to some mindfulness activities that we can all incorporate in our day-to-day schedules that really don't require a lot of time. You know, a lot of times when you talk about mindfulness, people think about yoga and the people sitting down, you know, humming and all that kind of stuff, and you have to set aside 10 whole minutes for this and that. Okay, yeah, 10 minutes may not be that much, but, you know, some of us, we just be really going. So we need something that's a little more bite-sized. So the things that I'm going to give you today are things that you can do in like a minute, okay? So one of the things that we can do, whether you're at work, whether you're at home, doesn't matter where you are, is connect with nature. Let me back up a little bit. Let's talk about mindfulness. Mindfulness, simply put, means that you are taking time to get in tune with your present state of mind. You're acknowledging your thoughts, your feelings. You're giving yourself a moment to do those things, because acknowledging those things will help create mental clarity, give you some mental space to work with, and help stimulate creativity and productivity as well. And so the mindfulness activities I'm going to give you that you can incorporate are very quick, simple, straight to the point, but they can make a world of a difference when we are operating at such a fast pace all the time. So one thing that you can do, one mindfulness activity, is to connect with nature. All that means is just take a minute. Literally, you can take 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4. I don't know how many more. Just thought to throw that in there real quick. But anyways, just go connect with nature. Go outside and take some deep breaths. I hate it for you if you're near a sewer, or if you live in the country like me, there's like remnants of cow manure aroma outside, so that may not, you know, you might not want to breathe too deep, but just go and connect with nature. Sometimes just feeling the sun on our skin, sometimes the fresh air makes a world of a difference for us. Another mindfulness activity that you can incorporate is to recite positive affirmations. I encourage everyone to find some positive affirmations that you really connect with, and even outside of just doing it for a brief mindfulness activity, I just think it works wonders to have affirmations readily accessible to you to refer to throughout your day. But just take a minute and recite some positive affirmations aloud. Just take a break from what you're doing and do that, and it really helps. Another thing that you can do is just yawn and stretch for 10 seconds. And I would say repeat that 3 times, because stretching does, y'all. Okay, that's another story for another day. But look, I used to be that person that just really didn't care too much about stretching, but as I get a little older, I am learning that stretching is becoming mandatory for me. But anyway, for the purpose of mindfulness, whether you're at work or home, wherever you are, the office, stretching and yawning. Force yourself to yawn. I mean, if you can, I usually don't have any trouble yawning, but if you need to, force yourself to yawn. Fake a yawn because it will become a real one if you know anything about yawns, and they are pretty contagious. But there's something about that release that really helps you get in tune with how you're feeling and what you're thinking, and really help you release some tension too. And one of my favorites is mindful coloring. I absolutely love it. I do it with my students. I do it at home. Mindfulness coloring is something that it's something about the combination of the act of coloring, that forward and backwards motion for me, plus the incorporation of colors, because I love colors, and it's something about the act of expression through color that really helps alleviate stress and really helps me get in tune with where I am in that moment. So this week, I want you to figure out some mindfulness activities that you can easily incorporate into your day. And to help you with this, dun, 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 I'm actually going to leave a link to a free adult coloring book that I found online that I love. And I want to share it with you. It's like 11 pages of coloring sheets. And so throughout the day at work, when you could actually set a timer and say, hey, every 20 minutes, I'm going to spend a minute coloring. Or you can do it on your lunch break, whatever works best for you. I want to provide you with this resource so that you can be more mindful and incorporate mindfulness activities into your day-to-day practice, because I do it and I believe in the power behind it. So I hope this podcast is giving you something that will truly add value to your week. And if that's the case, sis, please rate and review the podcast. Share it with someone else that you think will benefit from it. And until next time, girl, get back to your dreams